Hello, everybody. Welcome to my daily One Piece reviews. We're going through every single arc. We're doing this for the month of December. We're doing this as like an advent calendar thing, and also this is going to exist in perpetuity, so you can like go back and watch these, or maybe you find these a bunch of times later. I don't know, whatever. Not a lot of people are watching these at the moment, but I don't care. I'm just gonna kind of go through all of One Piece. So we're up to Whiskey Peak right now. It's a short but action-packed arc, which honestly, I think there's some cool stuff in it. It does solidify, the sort of strength and camaraderie with the Straw Hats. It escalates this kind of intrigue of the stakes of the Grand Line in comparison to the East Blue where we were before. There's a few new cool characters. I appreciate a lot of the humor, a lot of the twists, the subtle world building it provides, which sets stage for more significant things down the line, which is something Oda does really well in a lot of the One Piece arcs that he publishes. But yeah, now Zoro's obviously the undeniable star for this arc. His abilities take center stage. He gets that epic 1 versus hundreds battle against the Baroque Works bounty hunters. Sorry, I don't feel too great today, so I might be sniffling, right? You get his unwavering confidence, his cool demeanor throughout all that chaos. It's really cool. As well as the creative ways he uses his swordsmanship to dispatch the enemies. It reinforces Zoro's role as the powerhouse of the Straw Hats, and it's satisfying to see. Nami's great in this. I love when she takes charge of the Straw Hats, interactions when they're meeting Miss Wednesday, who, more of her as we kind of go through this saga, which we're starting here as we enter the Grand Line. And Mr. Nine, right? Nami's sort of cunning as a cat burglar and sharp instincts shine as she sees through the bounty hunter's ploys and negotiates their way out of tight spots, and her growing sense of responsibility she has as their navigator, and also financial brains to keep them afloat in where they're going, and also just and their resource kind of starts. I really enjoy. Miss Wednesday, who we're introduced to here, she's amazing. Initially presented as an antagonist, but quickly becoming this sympathetic and layered character once her true identity as a princess revealed, as Princess Vivi. Amazing character who I love, who we see more and more and more of as we go on. Her desperation to save her country of Alabasta from the clutches of this Baroque Works who we're meeting here, makes her this compelling ally. Her introduction also it's our first really adding of sort of a political dimension to the story, which is different to anything we've had before, which I really, really enjoyed. Yeah, and then some of the other Baroque Works members we're meeting, Mr. Five and Miss Valentine, quirky Devil Fruit Flowers, the explosive, boogers, the weight manipulation. There's kind of a lot of cool stuff going on for them to kind of mess around with. The initial welcome that the Straw Hats get in Whiskey Peak, showering the crew with praise and food and drinks just for it to be this ploy, to be this trap, is really cool. I enjoy the irony of how especially Luffy just happily indulges in the hospitality without suspecting anything at all, and Zoro's kind of suspicious and all that. That's really cool. Zoro against the bounty hunters is great. My issue with this arc though, that I really, 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 really don't like, is, and I know some of it's played out for comedy, but I don't find it funny, and I think it's a massive misstep. I think it's a massive misstep for the characters, is the fight between Luffy and Zoro. I think this is like a complete mistake, and I understand it's just like that classic Marvel Comics thing of just like, you know, like hero against hero, let's go, like 60s Stan Lee sort of stuff of like, you know, the Hulk and the Thing punching each other, who would win? You know, like, I get this, and I get there is some sort of like, you know, intrinsic sort of like compelling idea of like, what if they fought each other? But it's just like, it's stupid, and the misunderstanding is not enough. Is not enough to put them to that level. It's inconsistent with how we've seen their relationship go so far, and what sort of like oath they've sworn to each other. You know, both kind of verbally and through their actions. I don't care that, like, you know, like, visually, like, some of it's like quite chaotic and quite fun, with them, like, because they're both going all out, but the fact they're both going all out is ridiculous. That should be, for me, something like that should be restricted to, you know, a stupid ass YouTube video of like, who would win, Luffy or Zoro? You know what I mean? Don't like it at all. To do that, you need a really good reason, because character always needs to come first, apart from just like, oh, let's satisfy this cool itch to have this confrontation or whatever. So I have massive issues with it. I don't like it. Especially because, like, coming down the line sort of soon, we do get a Straw Hat versus Straw Hat, which is earned. There are reasons for that happening. There are reasons for that fight to happen the way it happens, and there are repercussions for that for a very long time. This is like nothing, and I do not like it. I do not like it at all. I think, like, in terms of the manga so far, in terms of the story so far, this is the biggest misstep of something where I fundamentally disagree with this, and I think it's actually a betrayal to the characters, to both Luffy and both Zoro, that this happens, that this was allowed to happen. It does not make sense, and it is not consistent with anything that's come before. There are a few moments in One Piece I've encountered where this sort of thing happens, which I would refer to as character assassinations. This one is not as egregious as that, because it's so pointless and meaningless, and it's forgotten about, and it's never touched on again, and whatever, and it doesn't have any long-lasting impact. But that's another reason that goes against it, because if it's something that's so inconsequential like that, is why are we taking this potentially this massive moment, if it was like ever gonna happen, if you're ever gonna like break these dudes up and have them confront each other, and just treat it as such a disposable thing to just have some like cool panels in an arc. I dislike it big time, big time, big time, big time. Really dislike it. Luffy and Zoro would not do that, and they would definitely not do it for this stupid ass misunderstanding they have here. That is not enough for them to actually start going all out on each other. Bad, 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 bad Oda. Bad Oda. Do not like it. Anyway, the Brokework stuff, and like the introducing of like Vivi and some of those agents within that organization were really, really cool. Generally, there's a lot of good like humor and growing tension of just like being in the grand line here. Generally, this arc is a spotlight for Zoro and all that sort of thing, and it's setting up all this cool stuff that's going to come with the political intrigue of Alabasta and whatever and all that. But I do really have a massive problem with the Luffy and Zoro fight. I do. What do you guys think? We will, of course, be coming back tomorrow as we progress through all of our One Piece. We're going to go through all of One Piece, man. We're going to go through all One Piece. We will come back tomorrow, of course, go through more of One Piece. But if you got thoughts on this arc, I'd love to hear it. Or if you got any thoughts on the other previous arcs or future arcs, just visit those videos. And you can hear me talking about them, but bye. Where's my stop button? It's right over there.